am super excited today. This has been a conversation I think Julia might not even known that it was a conversation in my world that I wanted this to happen. And so I recently ran into Julia in Las Vegas and we made it happen. So I'm excited today to have Julia Buckley here. Julia is the operations manager for the Laughton Team in Arizona. And we're going to dive deep into operations, what it means to manage versus lead, and lots of different topics that I think people need to know about in the world when they're not a large team and they may not have the ability to bring in someone like you, but what that picture really would look like if they wanted the vision. So today, ladies and gentlemen, Julia Buckley, welcome.
Thank you so much. And you have been on my list forever. So I was just shocked in Vegas that you knew my name. Such a pleasure. Thank you.
Oh yeah, so you have a name for sure. So I love it very much. It's mutual admiration.
It is definitely, yes.
Love it. Give us a little history. So you are Julia Buckley. You work for the Laughton Team. You're an ops manager. However, that's not exactly how it started. And so what year did you enter the real estate space and in what capacity?
Yes, yeah. So I have a long history in real estate. It was actually my first real job. I lifeguarded during high school, and then it was '06, and there was an agent at a Remax. I literally met him through a couple I was babysitting through, and he was looking for an assistant. Knew nothing about real estate. I was 18 years old, so literally everything started from the ground on that side. I remember writing in Arizona. We have seller property disclosure statements, SPUDs, and I wrote them like the potato, which now just like it makes me twitch a little, but so started just like literally as an assistant, just trying to learn. He just did traditional real estate on that side. Obviously, things had the crash happen. And
so what year was that?
That was '06. So I think I was there till maybe '08 ish. And then the crash, and I kind of just hopped around outside real estate. And then my brother actually ended up dating a girl, and her dad owned a Remax branch. So we were joking at a lunch. I was like, I could put in a listing in 7 minutes, like front to back, done. And he's like,
you know, an operator when they're competing at how fast they can input a listing.
Literally, yes. It was like the highlight of my, yes, my badge of honor there. And so he was like, well, my listing coordinator actually just quit. They had gotten an REO count with Freddie and Fannie. And so he's like, kid, you just come in. So literally next day I came in, he actually tested me on putting in a listing. And made it. And so then I worked.
I can picture the timer sitting there ticking away and you're just
oh yes, yes. And mind you, like he's like family, like we have like my niece, is there. And so like I've always known him as family.
How fun.
Yes. And then
so that was 2008, 2009-ish.
Yeah, right around there, and did REO, and I just did everything from honestly intake, and so like getting utilities on, scheduling contractors, cash for keys, all the way listing, and then once it would go under contract, it would go over to another team. But
did you do invoicing as well for all the billings and all of that stuff that you sent to the asset management companies? And
yes.
Okay.
It was all of it. Yes, on the front end, and I think honestly, when I think back, that was the first time I recognized like how much I love systems. We had gotten a broker management system, and literally in 2 days I was like, if this and that had the full workflows. And literally the owner came in and he was like, okay, we're gonna let go of these two people because you just made their job.
And systematized something that we now need these people to do. Yes. Okay, that's amazing, because I'm gonna slow the pace down and go a little deeper on that, because I didn't realize you and I have a very similar beginning. And however, mine didn't start in '08. Mine started in 1994 of the California foreclosure market. And I came in licensed, but as the Jane of all divisions of my mother-in-law and husband's REO business.
Oh my gosh.
And so, I totally understand. I mean, I was writing the ads, I was doing the bookkeeping, I was doing the listing transaction coordination and operationalizing them. I have a question about that. When you did all of that, did you have compliant agents that actually like played along, or were they more rogue type style agents that just kind of went, Okay, Julia does that stuff, but yeah, we're still going to work over here unorganized and all of that.
Yes, well, they are agents. I'm married to an agent as well, so we know that they always want to do their own little thing.
Yes.
I honestly like it's taken me forever to figure out like truly like name my superpower. But I really think it comes from like that assistant time. And I am really good at once I can figure out and know your brain and know what you look for, how you look for things, I can match that on my side.
So that's really, I love that. And you called it what it is. It is a superpower power because you're not asking the agents to change who they are. You're figuring out how to get what you need in the way that they are,
Yes,
which is a
absolutely.
total superpower. And many operators or listing coordinators, transaction coordinators, assistants that come in want to try and change the agent. And that's
Yes.
like it's not capable of being done. If you really want them
No.
to be selling real estate, don't change
Yes.
them. Let them go sell real estate.
No, I literally had this conversation with Billy yesterday because we had an agent in a meeting, and she's like, "I just don't like our contract turn-in portal, and I always have errors." And literally, like we've had IT, Billy, me, but all sat with her, and then finally yesterday, I was like, "Billy, it's just the point. Like she sells, let her go sell. Like I'll get her a VA.
Get
Let's
her a
help."
VA. Yeah. Tell
Yes,
her
yeah,
just to go give everything you do to this person
yes.
and call it
Yeah.
good.
I'm like, we'll get access to her emails. I'm like, all I need her to do is put it in a folder. Yes, but that is truly it. And
I love
and
that.
I you never want to change like because the agents, the superpower is building relationships, being out with people. I never want to mess with that. And so it is always molding, trying to figure out how to work around their systems and then get the end results that they
So that's
want, right?
interesting. And I always tell when I'm consulting teams and I'm consulting their ops people, I always tell them, you're not going to change the agent and you don't want to change them because they're the ones that are bringing in the money to pay
Yes.
your salary. What you have to do is you're going to have to figure out how you fix their problem. And that's
Yes.
exactly what your superpower is. You're fixing their problem so that they can go sell more real estate. Now, you gravitated to the back end. And when you said, I built out the if this, then that workflow,
Yes.
okay, that's where you and I differ because I am never going to build one of those. That's where my
Yes.
realtor brain kicks in and goes,
Yes.
nope, I'm hiring somebody to do that.
Yeah.
That is a natural to you. So that's a sign of somebody who's a really great operator. They want to do that kind of stuff. It's not
Yes.
forced. So how do you then, and I'm going to go to you as a manager because you work for a large team. So tell us first off a little bit about the business you're doing now. We have the history of how you came in and you were an assistant for an agent doing maybe what, 100, 200 deals a year?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. REO
Yes. Yep.
time.
Part of your time. Yep.
Fast forward to now, are you the ops manager or for
Yes.
the Laughton team who does how many transactions a year?
We'll close about 1,800 this year.
1,800.
Yes.
Okay.
That's insane.
So, yeah, so 20 deals versus 200 deals versus 1,800 deals is a whole range of things that have to take place to grow
Yes.
in a platform and a system that supports that. So, tell me about when you were put into this position. What numbers of business did you come from and take the position there with the Laughton team?
Yeah. So it was actually a little bit of a trajectory there. So I went out and tried to be an agent. And I had done PC and it kind of bounced around there. And then I was like, I just love real estate. Like, why don't I just do it? Right.
Right.
It is like to help somebody buy a house or sell a house is the most special thing, I think. Right.
Yeah.
And so put my feet in, try to do it. And I'm like, I am way too emotional. Like I'm so exhausted after each one of these things, like literally calling the lender crying, like, what do you mean this isn't gonna close? Like I just wore it way too much.
Yeah.
And
And
so
then you
took
probably with your operator brain went, Well, let me into your files because I can fix that.
I was like, I don't understand because this was already sent and I did this. Yes, yeah, it was way too operational. I drove people crazy. I'm like, the fact that I have relationships from those days with my lenders is
So,
amazing.
point number one for the audience listening, there is definite personality types for every position in the industry. And an
Yes.
operator who comes in and you hire them as an operator that says, I now want to go sell real estate, you can let them for a while if their personality says they're an operator, they'll come back.
They for sure. I think you have to put your feet in. Like you all because you're like, I love this and I can do it. Like I it's so streamlined. But no, the relationship people wearing that, like there are better
They're
people
living
out
it
there.
24/7 and they have to
Yes.
have the personality type to do that. Okay, so you dabbled
Yep.
in selling and realized this is not me.
No. Yep. And then I ended up getting married. And so before I got married, I literally was just like online and I just threw out a handful of like for my resume out, on a couple of Indeed things. Well, I forgot that I applied pretty much because I was in the bliss of being married, and loved it. And so luckily I logged back so I think I applied in like October for Laughton Team and I didn't get a hold of them until December. Like it was like December 15th. And I just like looked at my Indeed. They're like, hello, please call us. They had just gotten the Zillow offers account.
Okay, I have to go deeper on this one because I see this a lot.
Yeah.
When an agent puts in a request out there and doesn't get a response back, like on Wise Hire or Indeed or something like that, many of them are very anxious and they want it yesterday.
Always.
So they would think that, well, you're not a good candidate because you just blew everybody off. In
Yeah.
reality, you had life happening, you
Yes.
know,
Just life.
just
Yes.
life,
Very
okay?
exciting
And it
life.
wasn't
Yes.
time for you. But that's why I also tell everybody on those platforms that you've submitted a request for call us. Don't disregard that if it's been 3 months. Go back to those old applicants and ping
Yes.
them again. And
Totally.
so you 3 months later reached
Yes.
out and they were waiting for you and they still had the position open or they had filled it and now needed another one because they were kind of bouncing
Yeah.
between people.
This one they hadn't filled, but it was just when we were getting the Zillow offers account. And so we were scaling as well. So they just were kind of, filling
Yeah.
in multiple spots.
Yeah.
And so I honestly started with them as like a junior TC, like literally. And I was just like, okay, just something to do. I just wanted to get my feet back into like the game. But I was like, I don't know. Like, I never thought this was going to be a long term. I was like, okay, I'm going to go, well, meet some people, get my feet wet on that side, see what they're doing. Obviously, the Laughton Team has a great reputation. And so worth meeting. But I was just like an in and out kind of plan for me while I got my real job. Looked for something real.
You're like,
And
I'm going to take this position. I know more than this junior TC does.
yes,
And so, how long did that position last? How long were you there before that changed?
about 3 months.
Yeah, because they
Uh,
went, we're underutilizing her.
Yes, yeah, literally. I think I started in January, and by April, they first approached me and they're like, "Can you be a TC?" And I was like, "No, like I'm doing this because it's like the Zillow offer side, and I want to like kind of learn that." But I was like, I don't want to be a TC. I've been there, done that. Like I'm good. And then Billy was like, "Okay, well, I do need an assistant," and I was like, "Now you have me interested."
So, tell me a little bit about Billy.
Yes. So
You
Billy
mentioned him a
is
couple of times. Who
yes.
is he and what position does he hold in the company?
Yep. So Billy is our COO, essentially of Lawton and kind of like our full enterprise. He runs all operations under that side. But he is who I've learned literally everything from. I think, yeah, he's just an amazing operator.
Okay,
And
so do you know any of his history? When did he start with George?
yeah,
And did he also grow into that COO position of taking over the umbrella?
yes, absolutely. So him and George worked at like a Remax office back in like the heyday, kind of knew each other. And then George, once he knew he was getting the Zillow offers account, and Billy, I think had been a broker at, and opened up his own company. And, he was running a team
So he
with
had
another.
real estate, activity background and running a brokerage and doing all of that with teams. So sounds like he wasn't really in his perfect position either.
No, um, I think that's George's superpower is
Yeah.
putting people in the right seats, and I think allowing the grace of the learning to get you to the right spot, and so that like it's in like the most valuable thing that George allows, and you can just see the people flourish within the
Yes.
company because
So
of it.
that's the leadership part. So the difference between managing and leadership. George
Yes,
really is a true leader from that perspective, because
yes,
he does allow you to find your place, and then
yes,
he's not afraid to give it to you and delegate it and go here. It's you take ownership of it. So
yes,
Billy is COO, and George has a lot of irons in the fire and different things. So he's
yes.
that for the whole company on
Enterprise. Yes.
enterprises.
Yep. Yep.
Then you are have trained under him. What was the number one thing that you learned from Billy as an operator for the part that you do?
Oh my gosh, there's so much. Billy is so um business savvy. So like the budgeting, like watching those numbers and then like how to structure things to scale. I think his brain is always like, how are we getting here? And then how do we structure it? And so I think the walking through him and me and him literally sat in an office for like 4 years together.
Oh, that's
Um,
beautiful.
yes, just like back to back listening, to conversations. And so I literally just sponged everything I could learn on that side. He also is a systems person, and so we can nerd out over how to connect systems and using APIs and.
So sitting in the same room brings up a really big topic because we went through COVID and, everybody was remote. And I'm sure that your company shifted to a degree with some of that. Have you gone back now? Because, like you said, you gave the perfect example of you learn from sitting next to somebody, right?
Yes.
You can do some on Zoom, but it's not the same. And that's how I learned the real estate space, sitting in the same room with my husband and my mother-in-law and listening to them on the phone and listening to them
Yes.
discuss, right? So, how now are you doing that? Because if you're not in the same rooms together, or did you go back to doing that kind of a pattern?
Yeah, no, so I'm like 90% remote on my spot now. This is the trust that they
Yeah.
give me. But I am a little bit different. I don't manage like most operations people. They'll manage all operations. I don't. And so I have a marketing team and an operations team. And so I'll go in and meet with them. But I'm not in the office because the stuff I work on, I need the brain power without the
Yes.
interruptions. And so there's a timing of it. If I'm doing a big rollout, something I'm in the office a ton because I'm trying to get engagement and learning on those things.
Right.
But a lot of the prep and back end stuff I do remotely.
So when you say you meet with the marketing team and the operations team, are you overseeing them and you meet with them
Yes.
once a week in person?
Our marketing team, yep, we'll meet. And it's not even once a week. More, we meet when filming right
Right.
now on that side. But we have our normal one-on-ones. And then I'll go in, like we're doing business planning right now. So we're planning out the year. And I just think it's super important to be face to face and,
Yes.
whiteboard it out and dream.
So when you
Um,
say operations team is under you as well, who does that include?
Yeah, so it's we have our operations coordinator who just kind of helps, troubleshoot the day-to-day emergency, like fire things. And
So
then,
she's like the deal doctor of the operations team.
yes, yep,
Okay.
absolutely. And then we have a database manager, essentially, who runs our database. So follow boss training. And then they're going to start taking on like more digital email marketing.
How many agents are we talking about now on the team?
We have about 215.
So yeah,
Yes.
so somebody has to train them. So onboarding and
Yes.
training of the platforms and all of that kind of stuff, the Lawton way, is
Yes.
done in like groups. You have cohorts that roll out
Yep.
and things like that. Very good.
Yes.
And so then you kind of meet with them because you're the one that's actually going to go build out the next thing that's added to the system. Like
Yes.
you go in and then somebody goes, we got an issue with this.
Yes.
And then you and Billy kind of get together and go, okay, this is kind of what we need. And he goes, go take care of it.
Yes. Yep. And then and then we can disseminate a little bit, pull in people who we need to. But I'm more like and the connector, I think, across
Yep.
all of Laughton, because sales, they just keep going and then it's like band-aid, band-aid. And I'm like, wait, did you know
Right.
we have this? And so I'm kind of the connector on that as well. So I meet with our sales teams and sales leaders a ton.
So what you're doing now, are you constantly looking for gaps? Like you're always looking for where the link might be broken in the usage of
Yes.
something or the actual machine breaking. You're always
Yes.
looking for that.
Always. Even like attachment and like I said, I'm kind of just a sponge. And so just I'll jump into meetings, like pain points or watch our chats and kind of see like what the agents are like really
You're like
focusing
the
on.
big
I'm like,
eye in the sky. You're
I
like
try.
the guy in the sky. There's
I
Julia.
try.
Julia's
Yes.
watching
Oh,
us.
pretty much literally. I'll just be like, oh, hey, by the way, I heard you said this. And they're like, how? And I'm like, just we don't ask, just know I'm around, in like the least creepy way. But
I I love that.
yes, yes.
And I'm picturing it doesn't look like it right now, but I'm picturing you and like in front of you right now is like a wall of screens, like
Just
nine.
like, yes, literally, just like hacker style, like
Yeah,
chats. Yes.
yeah.
I'm like,
I'm
oh,
surprised your
issue.
house isn't black and dark and
Oh, yes. Oh my gosh. Yes.
gamer
That is
chair.
pretty much. Yeah. Growing up, I'm like hacker,
Yes.
like that girl in the back of the room. I'm like, is she paying attention? And you're like,
Yeah.
nope, I can recite everything that just happened.
I know
Don't worry.
exactly what you said and I got
Yes.
it. Give me the test
Yes.
now because I'm bored.
Well, pretty much. Yes. Literally.
I love it. Okay,
Yes.
so we've got this
We,
this transition of how you kind of
oh, so much.
grew like
Yes.
and you just gave it to us all like before our eyes, this growth pattern um, in literally 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So, um, what's a decision that you made that felt risky at the time, but turned out to be a completely pivotal decision?
Okay. Well, I think the two that come probably top of mind is kind of what we talked about, the going in and actually taking the law and job initially. It was
Because you
I
went in kind of hesitant. It wasn't like you were planning to do a lifer thing here.
No, and in all transparency, I'm like, I love Zillow now. But back then I was like, I just won't love traditional real estate. Like I love agents. My husband's an agent. I love that one-on-one relationship and building referral-based business. Like that is who I am. And so that was it. I was like, I don't want to work for this company,
Big company.
But I'm like, it's interesting enough to learn what they're doing and
Right.
figure out what they're doing and kind
Right.
of get like eyes on that side. But I was like, I'm just in and out. Like I just, I don't want to be that side. I want to be more traditional real
Mhm.
estate. I think with that, like being able to tell Billy, like, no, I'm not going to be a TC because I think in the past I would have probably just
Said okay.
okay, let's just do it. Like I know it, let's do it. And honestly, like the job description that he gave me as an assistant was literally like Pecky, Zapier, writing a SQL APIs. And I'm like,
Which
I
is
don't know.
not the traditional transaction coordinator position.
No, no, definitely not. Yes, yeah. And
But
that's
you
our
said
biggest
no to it, which opened a door to what? Which is the next offer. It wasn't like they said, okay, well, she's not interested in that. We're just going to ignore her now and let her do her thing over there and we'll go find somebody else for something. How
yes.
did that pivot?
Yeah, so it was literally in that conversation of the TC. It was like, and what I explained to Billy, I'm like, I just need a little bit of like everything. I want to learn new things. Like I was a TC for 3 years for a large team. And I'm like, I kind of been there, done that, so I don't want to do that. But I need a little bit of change. And he was like, okay. And that's when he was looking for an
And
assistant.
then he
So
said, be my assistant. So,
yes,
instead of saying yes to everything, saying no
it's,
made a door open that you would have never seen.
yeah,
So that's huge. And that's a
it
lesson.
is.
In fact, it's kind of a theme. I've recorded now 3 podcasts today and
Oh my
talking
gosh.
all week, and saying no has come up almost every time. So
Yes. That's
that's excellent.
that is, yeah. And it really is, I think, because it's those moments because that, yeah, just change, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Where do you think people in the industry are overcomplicating things? And how would you recommend telling somebody to simplify it? Because you work in a very complicated atmosphere. There
I do.
are there are arms of your business and Laughton Team that are everywhere. And they
Yes.
don't just do the Zillow business.
Yeah.
They're growing and they do 1,800 transactions because they work with past clients and Sphere, and you have
Yes.
agents doing open houses, and you're in all aspects of the industry, not just Flex. And
No.
so where does the industry overcomplicate it?
I think they overcomplicate. Like, it's like that shiny object syndrome where it's just the constant rotation of what's next and what's new instead of just settling into your system. Like, um, you can have a great CRM in Gmail, right? My husband, 30 years, he's in Gmail, but he has a great system. Everything goes in there. We have it totally worked out. And so you don't need the shiny object. All you need is a simple system and something that works for you, right? But I think with AI, like there's so much in what's next. And I
Do you think
think
that a
it's
solo agent or a small SEAL team should enter in some of the stuff that is coming our way right now? Or should they stay consistent in what is simple and sell real estate?
Yes, I think that you have to be evolving and changing. Consumers are going to want to know that you are at the top and know what's going on. I don't think you pivot and shift your systems, your tried and true systems, until something's vetted. I think it was a John Maxwell book that about firing bullets. And so we always will test, and I have little pilot groups that we're just testing, and I'm like, I'm just going to throw this on there, give me feedback, let's see what's working. And so just picking one or two of those that you think and that, but don't take up from your relationships and building your business.
That's
Uh,
and you see it all the time. You see an agent, they go to an event or they go on a mastermind and somebody goes, "I'm doing this." And they go
yes.
in and they completely demolish their whole platforms and business, and then they're in complete chaos, and they still have to sell real estate to pay for the things that they need to now build. Now they
Yes.
need help building it. So yeah,
Yes.
I'm a total agreement with that. It's like, just don't throw out, what is it? Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Yes.
You
Yes.
only want to throw some of the
Just
bathwater out.
literally just little bits, just as to, yes. Yeah. Yeah. Keep that baby safe.
That's
Yeah.
right. What is the number one simple process that you think an agent, let's talk, the majority of agents out there, the majority of people that will listen to this podcast, and the majority of people that buy products, in my mind, are the solo agent. There's more of them than there are big teams and even SEAL teams. They're solo agent, right? And it was funny. Jimmy Mackin posted a question on his listing leads Facebook, and it said, "Tell me what model you are: solo, small team, large team."
Yeah.
And there was like 95 comments, and 90 of them were solo agent. Okay.
Yes.
So, from that perspective, knowing what you know from your background, your knowledge, your history, and where you sit now, what's one techie thing that a solo agent can do that will literally change their trajectory of their business? And you've seen it happen multiple times.
Okay, it's not technically techie, but it's truly your post-closing client for life system, right?
Ah.
It's dial in those past clients, love on them. They are already your people. You don't need a team name. You don't need anything except for your name, right? Like it's your relationship, it's your brand. And so whatever system you use, whatever it is, like, but dial in that and make sure that you're connecting with your past clients.
Dialing it in means going deeper on what you do with that one source.
Yes. Yep. And like A to Z, where it is truly mapped out, you have it on the calendar, like you are setting the time aside, like protect that time for your past clients. Yeah.
It is a conversation that is so hard because we know that that is the number one source of most people's business,
Yeah.
including big teams,
Yeah.
unless they're a big Flex team or something, but that's
It
usually
is.
50-50, right?
Yeah.
It's still past client repeat and referral. And
It's,
yet it's the one area that everybody ignores.
I know.
And,
And
and I did it. I ignored it, right? And then had
yeah.
to go back in and not ignore it. And once you start ignoring it, it's easy to ignore. And here's how I look at it is that setting up that deep dive into it, when you say A to Z,
Yes.
it's literally mapping on a board or a piece of paper. We close the deal, this happens, then
Yes.
this
Day
happens,
one, day.
and then a year from
Yes.
now, and then five
Yep.
years from now, because the churn of people doing real estate is used to be 5 years, then it was 7 years, now it's about 10 years.
Yeah.
They're going to come back around. However, during that 10-year period that they're not doing any real estate with you,
I have
they
so
have
many friends.
people.
Yes.
So what's one thing that the Laughton team does for post closing?
Oh, so this is something we're revamping, and we
No
are
wonder it's top of mind because you're
it
in the
is
middle
very
of
tough.
revamping
Yes.
it.
Well, I feel like it's finally like come around where it's like we just it's time to do it, right? Like we've been so busy with being in the rat race that
Mhm.
for me, I'm like we
Look,
have
the same thing happens to a big team that happens to a solo
oh
agent.
all the time. Well, and you're like, yes, your mind goes there because it is like you just get in that race of like, okay,
Right,
now these are issues. We have to fix this, we have to do this. And so you can't build out your
right.
sphere, right? And client side. Honestly, that is we're hiring right now for a new database manager. But the shift that we have taken is they are truly client relationship. So they have a marketing for email marketing, and that's been their past work history. And the whole job is to go and re-engage our database and really just do the traditional. I want to call on the anniversaries. They're going to plan client events. Like I want them to love on them, write them a handwritten note for their birthdays. It's like all of these things at scale. You're like, you need people, right? But I'm like, you can't get away from that. Like we're in a
No,
people business. You have to treat people
exactly.
with like that.
It's interesting you're saying this because so I'm going to give a tip to you and to anybody
Thank you.
listening. Go back and listen to my podcast with, and it's on also YouTube, Amy Stockberger, who created the lifetime client experience. She
Okay.
actually packaged it and sells the product now. So
Oh,
you can
nice.
duplicate it anywhere in the world.
Yes. Yeah.
Just go look
That's
at it.
perfect. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And then the other one was Derek Caldwell. Do you know Derek?
No.
Okay, so Derek's in Kentucky, and I interviewed him on a podcast, and you can listen to it there too, or on YouTube. And he came into his mom's like 25-year business and needed to kind of start up and refresh the past client,
Yeah.
after closing, post closing stuff. And the first thing that he did, and he's really techy, and so he did the AI recording of his voice.
Oh,
And then
yes.
he set up the whole program that's based on the Follow Up Boss or any CRM, the closing date.
Yeah.
And now his AI voice
Just
calls, is automated and calls and says, hey, it's your 1 year anniversary. It's your
it's
5 year
cool.
anniversary. It's your 10-year
Yes.
anniversary. It's Derek Caldwell over here. And just wanted to wish you a happy anniversary on your home. And if there's anything you ever need, you know where to find us. And it's an
So good.
automated one. It's like a dial drip.
Yeah. It's
And
so good.
people call him up and go, I'm so sorry I missed your call.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. All the time. Right.
And thank you so much. It's been great. Oh, hey, we're
Yes.
selling. How'd you know? So
So
between
cool.
old school and new
Yes.
tech, it can be
Yes.
automated that way. So all of that is that post-closing process, right?
It is.
And I just got
Absolutely.
off of a podcast with David Caldwell, not to be confused with Derek Caldwell.
How funny.
David Caldwell, and we were just talking about this, that that you don't have, he says your dentist is getting you to come back to the dentist, the same dentist, because they call you twice a year for a cleaning appointment.
No, literally.
You don't have, and otherwise, if they didn't call you,
So
you'd just go find another dentist to clean your teeth,
yes,
right?
yes,
So not only is the dentist doing something that we don't do in the industry, which is future pacing your next
yes.
appointment, okay,
Yeah,
also staying in touch twice a year. And that's all it
yeah.
takes. It
It's
doesn't, you don't
literally
have to go to dinner with them every weekend. So,
no.
so I love that you guys are simplifying it down to a post-closing procedure that now is going to nurture. Well, let's see, if you're doing 1,800 people a year, the number of
It's
past clients is very heavy.
it's very heavy.
And
Yes,
that's
totally.
future business that
Business.
will
Yes.
not, you won't lose to someone else.
No, and that's the whole goal now, right? Like we've been in Flex now for 5 years. You know, we've been able to build up our database, and I'm like,
But
now
what's
it's
next,
time.
right? You got to go to
What's next?
multiple lead sources. So,
Yes, yeah, yeah. And I'm like, and stability too. You know,
so
like I if
besides
I
the Flex, what are your other lead sources that your team does? Because you have, do you have a tiered team where you have the agents that take all leads, and then the middle tier that does some of their own business and some leads, and then the top tier that takes no leads? Are you that kind of a model?
No, so we do have levels, but they're by we have levels 1 through 4. You come in and you start with one. Once you hit 11 transactions, you kind of work your way up. Everybody within that model can use team generated opportunities, and so we have people who are ATLs or agent team leads who run teams within our team who go and they take leads. And we have one team, and she's just a converter. Like she can get, and she'll set the appointment anytime she gets someone on the phone. So she takes a giant chunk of leads, but then she disseminates them straight down to her
Ah,
team. And so
very
we have a
interesting.
yes, we just have a lot of different unique models on that side. But honestly,
But
for
George is creating leaders within the team.
yes,
He's a leader
yes.
creator. I love that.
He literally is. That is his superpower for sure.
Mhm.
Um,
So from that perspective, let's take the paid leads out of the picture.
yeah,
What are some of the traditional lead sources that you guys work as an overall team that you have to then build operational systems to support?
yeah. So open houses, right? The
There we
tried and true.
Yeah.
It is just the basics. The past client. Right now, we're building a lot of. Because our agents, once they're getting to that level 3, 4, they have a big enough database
Mhm.
where we can start to hone in on this is your market, this is your niche. So let's build out a direct mail campaign, which people hate direct mail, like in the industry, but I'm like, love it for real estate, right? Like George, let's just call him out right now because I'm like, we're doing direct mail.
So here's what's funny. So I walked in the kitchen yesterday. Now we live in La Quinta, California, and out in the desert. And I walked into the kitchen, and I saw this postcard. I
Yeah. Oh,
just
yes. Yeah.
listed
Yeah.
postcard. Okay.
It's beautiful too.
Okay. Yeah, it's beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Backside. It's Tim Smith out of Newport Beach. And I'm like, huh. So either Tim or one of Tim's team members sold a house out here in the desert, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Which is 2 hours away from Newport Beach.
Awesome.
So that's the kind of reach
Yes.
that you can do with the mailer, right?
Yes.
And I'm like, huh, look at that. And so it's interesting because mailers, they cost. So
Yeah.
direct mail, you have to have a budget for. Okay, as a
Yeah.
large team, you have a budget.
Yes.
Um, so how will you structure that operationally? Is it going to be like, hey, I'm on tier 3 and I'm selling a bunch of real estate on your team, and I'm working my way up to tier 4, and I've pinned my listings on a map, and I know that this neighborhood I do most of my business. So are you going to partner with me as that farming? So I'm going to pay half and you're going to pay half, or how does that work?
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly that way. And really what we're finding, I personally like, I think the traditional real estate team will not exist in the next couple of years, right? Like it's just done over I was do not tell anybody we have leads, right? That is not our superpower. Tell them, we have opportunities,
Right.
not leads, right? Like we will
Right.
help you and come alongside you wherever you are. But that is what we're building. So like as we are, their agents are doing the work and they're getting in and going up the levels. Once they get into that level 3, 4, it truly becomes partnerships, not agent relationships. So I had a meeting with a small team yesterday, and that's what they were like. We want to do social and we want to really hone in on this side. And so I was like, let's just pair it together. I'm like, hyper local social content.
Yeah.
You have a clean enough niche where we can start to do direct mail. And so we're partnering. Obviously, we have a title company as well, a great
Oh.
outside vendors that will come in and support and help as well. But yep, we will partner with them on every single option.
So when I do that, would I be coming and talking to you, or would I be talking to my mentor? Or if I said I want to do, I'm not going to go to George for that,
Yes.
or Billy. So who would
Yeah.
I go to in your structure? And then who would teach me what I'm supposed to do?
Yes. So everything we do and build, once we build it, we build playbooks and toolkits.
That's what I'm
So this is it. Yes. So we love a toolkit. So nobody's having to recreate the wheel. We have 5 regional teams that are just based out around the valley. And so each agent is in one of those regional teams. So if we have a new thing that we haven't built, that's where I kind of come in and work one-on-one with them, vet out the process, the systems, what we need to do, and how we can make it scalable for the team. And then I create a playbook toolkit, and then we give it to our team leads.
interesting. So an agent can come to you and say, I have this idea. And then you're going to listen to the idea, you're going to write it down, you're going to go vet it out. Are you looking at, because you said Billy is a numbers guy and a budget guy and financial guy. So are you going to look at what's the ROI that we can make on this? What's going to cost us to actually launch it? How long do we expect an ROI to come back on it? And what will the agent have to do to get that to happen? Is that what you're
Yes.
you're basically putting in play?
Yep, yeah. That is so like this with the farming, right? Because that, and then we talked about maybe like bringing in a videographer and some ads on that side or spend. And so I'll test it. We'll fire a bullet with this one team. I'll go and I'll pull numbers. Billy's trusting enough to let me play a little bit over here
Right?
with some of the budgets. But then I'll come back with a full plan that says this is what's actually scalable. I went to our title company and they're going to jump in and they're going to do this side.
Is there any
And
time that you've said, sorry, we vetted the whole thing and we ran it through, we shot the bullet, and that's a hard no, we're not going to go down that road?
yeah, I think we have and we'll try anything like
Sure.
hiring assistants, and us managing but it just becomes too hard. And so,
Yeah.
but for an agent, like if it's something that they want to do and they're bought in for, we'll find a solution
Yeah.
somewhere in it, right? Like, yeah. So if
But
they're
that's,
bought
I
in,
think that's the success of the whole team, and why you've been able to grow the way you have is because you're open to all ideas. And and as long as you trust that the person who's bringing the idea is willing to put in some sweat equity on it, because you guys are going to build the stuff that's a paid equity, and
yes,
then they have to do the sweat equity.
yeah, yeah.
So let me ask you,
Well,
you've dealt with enough agents through your whole career. How do you know when you're talking to somebody that they're willing to do the sweat equity?
um, it's such a gut feeling now. Like it's so hard to pin, but you can feel it. I also like a big thing that we're working on, like developing as well. And it's like a do it for you model, right? And so sometimes I'll have those conversations and you'll get that feeling of like, okay, they're not the tester, right? Like they're not going to be able to be messy in the weeds with me. But I know it's a problem that we have to solve. And so I will say, give me 3 months, let me go see what I can figure out. And then I'll come back to you with a do it for you option that, or where we have it built out where it's 80, 90%, and then they just have to do the 1 or 2%, kind of tweak it on their
Again,
side.
you're paying attention to a person's personality type. Are they the one that's the beta tester that's going to go break it and stand up again and go, okay, let's try again? Or are
Yes.
they just like, no, you guys work it all out and give it to me, and then I'll just go do what you tell me to do?
Yes. Yeah.
I
Yep.
love that
And there's
because
this other,
those are
two
both
different.
needed in
Yes.
every industry and every business, specifically in real estate. But if you don't know who you're working with, somebody might give somebody the wrong thing to do, and now it's just a failure when it's really not
Yes.
really a failure.
No, you're just testing and so
Right.
much. And even we just had a meeting with our team leads and we were talking about some of the stuff we were working on rolling out. And I'm always like, if you know people who are testers, um, but even that, they're like, how about this person? How about this person? I'm like, they will be my first version after I test. I'm like,
At the
I
next
don't
party, you guys should have little crowns that say like tester and then
literally.
like executor and
Yes.
implementer. And like you should just
Yes.
have little crowns and they walk around and this is what I am. I just did that.
Totally.
Have you ever done the six? Oh, shoot. It's not a disc profile, but it is the six. Hold on, I'm going to tell you here in a minute. Um, shoot. Oh, unlocking your genius. The six
No.
steps to genius. It's a different kind of an assessment than a disc profile assessment. And so, and it tells you where your genius lies.
Oh, that's
And
so cool.
so it's very cool. I'll send you a link.
Yes. Okay.
Maybe
Yes. I mean, like,
you check it.
yeah, we love them.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, $18. Let me get that, and I'm going to take
So
my
worth it.
work test. So,
Yes.
so that's great. Okay, I have a couple of more questions, and then I'm going to let
Okay.
you go today. But
No, you're so good.
if you had to give a piece of advice to a solo agent, and they can be any solo agent, a brand new agent in the industry, or somebody that's been in business for 10, 15, 20 years, and but they still are solo. What is the piece of advice that you've learned through the years and that you now experience working on a team of 215 agents? What's a bit of advice that you would give them?
Oh, I feel like it's this all the same, but it's keep it simple. Keep it something that's repeatable that you can do and authentically you. Like the reason people want to
Mm,
buy houses from you and sell you is you. You are that marketing magic there. And so don't if cold calling is not your thing, there's so many other ways to lead generate. So just find your niche and stay true on that side and then just keep it simple. Like if it's just you, make sure that you're not, you need a life, right?
right.
And you working all the time. And then I think the other thing too is like getting leverage before it's too late. I think you see it so often where agents, they just get in it and then they're super, super successful. But they can't at that point slow down when they're like, working 7 days a week for a full year and just so burnt out and tired. And you're like, but they can't slow down at that point to bring
Right.
somebody in. And it's such a harder spot. So pay for it up front, document, just record yourself doing things, those type
Okay,
of
so
things.
that's excellent because I want to go there because when you are solo, there is one super simple. I mean, I love how you say keep it simple. My word for 2026 is simple or simplify,
Yes.
and so the simple part of that, from an operator's perspective, is when you're inputting a listing, record yourself on Zoom or
Just
Loom inputting the listing,
that's
and
it.
then just go name that video in your Google Drive, input listing, right?
Yes.
Now,
It,
when you start doing that with everything you do, all of a
yes.
sudden you have a library of training and you
Yeah.
can bring on a VA and go watch this video and do this.
Just do that. And you can talk to it like I look here or I do this. It's
Yes,
your process, right? It's not me coming in and doing a listing is so different than how my husband does it, right? Like the way
right.
we look at it or how we look at subdivisions, And so I'm like,
However, if you're the solo
the,
agent and you're producing,
yes,
somebody coming in to do work for you, you want them to do it exactly like you do it. You don't
yes,
want them to, they might find some faster tweaks or something, but in the beginning, you want them to learn the way you do it.
yes,
So I love that you said that because I always forget to say, act like you're an old senile person and you're talking to
just
yourself.
Yes, it is that
Because at
exactly
61,
that.
I talk to myself a lot.
Yes. Same.
I'm recording and I'm like, well, and I'm like, oh, there's nobody in the room. Okay.
Yes, yes. But and it's as simple as that. As you're going through your day, just start collecting those things, so you can get leverage. And then it's the way, yeah, exactly. You said it's your specifications, how
It's
you want to
yours,
do it.
how you want to do it. And then to that point, to your point where you said you think the traditional team is completely going to be away. I'm in somewhat of an agreement, but I'll expand on that.
Yeah,
And I want to know your opinion of it. I believe that the team will still be there. You don't
yes,
have to have the mega team like George has, as the Laughton team is, but you also can't stay solo. And so I'm a big fan of the production partner team.
yep,
And because you need to transfer your skill set to someone else if you're a producing agent, and the only way to do that is to bring in a production partner that gets a piece of everything you do. And
yeah,
then you can scale that to whatever size you want. Plus, you need the VA or the in-house assistant or whatever that is, and that's a
yes,
team, right? So,
yes,
so the teams now, the whole team of bring on 25 agents, give them all 50-50, and you're the one that's doing all the work and getting all the leads. That team model, I think, is poof, kaplooey.
agree.
Yeah,
Yes,
because it's
totally.
been proven not to be profitable at all.
Yeah.
Then there's that.
Yes. Yes. Totally.
Oh, very
Yes,
good.
I totally agree with that. And that is, we're trying to partner, and then really get the agent level ones and twos, the skill sets that they need to be able to
Yeah,
build their business and make the good decisions when they're getting into the level 3 and 4 to build the business the way they want to, right? Like
right.
you're not just at the mercy of answering your phone whenever it rings, right? Like let's build a sustainable business and bring in the supports that fit you.
Yeah, and then you want to see that person grow
Yeah.
into an internal team lead and create their
Yes.
own wealth pattern as well. So
Totally.
this is great. Okay, so what's one thing you want everybody to walk away with that if you could tell everybody during
Mm.
your day that this is, you just have to do this. It's an operational thing. You just have to do this. What's one thing you would want everybody in the industry to know they have to do?
Yes. An hour a day. You have to be lead generating, talking to people, your past clients. Like you have to make that a
See, and I said
habit.
an
And
operational thing, and you went straight to sales because
I,
it's part of the operations.
but it's the daily system, right? Like if you do this, you will not have the ups and downs, right? And honestly, in my world, all I want is agents to do that operationally. And then, and then we'll take everything else off you. So, but you just stay in that lane.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm like, I could choose a different one, but it is like
No,
if agent wise,
it's the structure, which
it's a
is an
structure.
operational person's world, is structure, right? So if you can give an agent one tip and you tell them structure 1 hour of calling, knocking on doors, connecting with people, networking, you will be a huge success.
You will be,
Just
yes,
1 hour structured time a
that's
day.
it. So consistent. Like that's it. Literally, it's yes,
And
a
then
simple,
you're
right?
not sitting there saying, "Oh, I'm so busy. I work all day long. I'm working 12 hours a day." Well, no, you actually aren't even doing 2 hours worth of work in 12 hours.
Yes,
The day is
yes.
getting past you
Because
because there's no structure.
totally. And you just become reactive, right? Because you're just waiting and then it throws off your day if something comes in. So it's like just power that out in the morning.
Power
First
it
thing.
out in the morning. I love that. And your team does that.
Yeah, we're
And
working through more and more. We're 200 agents. We try
yeah,
as much as
no,
we can, but
yeah, you
then
can only do so much in a short period of time,
yes, but
but
it's there if
the
they
goal is
want.
to keep the majority of them moving forward. So,
Absolutely. Yep.
um,
Yep.
this has been fabulous. And Julia,
Thank
I
you. Oh
love
my gosh.
chatting with you. You're one of
So
the
good.
sweetest people I know and brilliant beyond what you expel.
Oh,
It's like you're very humble. And I know that because I know that Billy and George don't put people around them in these positions for no reason. So,
I was very lucky. Yes, yeah,
so
yeah.
that is
Thank
great.
you. That's so sweet.
It's a great reminder that success is about doing things structured. It's about doing things with the right intention, right?
Yes.
Test it, decide if it works or not works. Don't stick with something that's not going to work if you know you shot the
Yes.
bullet and it didn't work.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Pivot.
yeah,
Yes.
pivot
Pivot
exactly,
as soon as you see it. Yeah.
and say no to some things.
And so let's say no. Yes. Yes. Which is new for me because so
No,
it's
that's
not a strength on my side. And yes,
yeah.
but yeah, it's a total game changer in my life.
But you've had success and it was a game changer for you. So
Yes.
very good. Well,
Thank you so
Julia
much.
Buckley, thank you for being here today and sharing what you've learned along your journey of real estate.
Yeah.
Everyone listening, I really want you to take one insight away from this podcast and then just go deep on it in your own world. Because if I believe one idea can make you $1 million.
Totally. I agree with that.
Thank you, Julia.
Thank you.